Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Forex Market Preview. This, of course, is your home where we take a look at what's happening around the currency markets, and I take a look at just a couple of the ideas that I have that I think are going to be valuable to you into the coming week. And so hopefully not only do you learn a little bit while you're here, but you also get a couple of insights into what may be happening into the currency markets next week. Now, sometimes I'm really, really good at this, and sometimes not so good. But hopefully, one thing I'm sure of is that the principles that I'm going to teach you over the course of these videos every week are sound. And although the results of those decisions and of those actions may not always be good one week to the next, the principles themselves are sound. And so if you continue to apply the principles and the ideas and concepts that I'm going to teach you over the course of these videos every single week, you're going to find that it benefits your trading and it benefits your life immensely. Now, if you're brand new, I want to welcome you. And if you are now one of the nearly 39,000 people that we have subscribed to this particular video every single week, I want to thank you guys as well. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can go, of course, to YouTube, where you're watching it right now, and simply subscribe. You can also go to tradeempowered.com. And if you go to Trade Empowered, not only can you sign up to be sent an email every single week with this video in it, but there is also a massive amount of training there. So for those of you who are new and you really like what you're seeing here, go to tradeempowered.com and watch thousands of dollars worth of free trading information. Most of it specifically designed to currency traders, absolutely free of charge. It's a wonderful tool that we give you guys in order to help advance you as a trader and help you become a more profitable and more successful trader. So I thought what I would do this week is focus a little bit on the pound. So we're just going to look at a bunch of different pound trades here. So let's start off here with what just happened with the pound dollar. This, of course, one of the most frequently traded currency pairs. And as you can see, look at what happened with the close on Friday, 151.82s for the high. Look left. Boom. We violated here the previous high. Not only did we show a higher high, but we also got a higher close. This should be sending alarm bells off in your head for those of you guys who are trend followers, because this should showcase and should give us an indication that the trend is shifting, that we have seen a violation of the highs. And also, if you want to look back, let me just draw in a quick line for you to give you an idea of just how significant this trend break is. You see how the previous low was right here? And then we got a nice little rally up, and then the market came down and we broke to the south and we came back up and we looked left. The resistance level here ended up being the support level. And then we ended up coming down and retesting the lows here. We actually, looks like we did quite, just barely violated them, and now we've gone the other direction. But if I consolidate this chart up, one of the things that you're going to notice is all along this way, if I get the appropriate line tool here, you're going to see the resistance levels that we've had have all been in the same direction. And the support levels have all been in the same direction. We've been making lower lows, and the retraces have been lower than the previous one. So we've been in a very clear downward move. Then we get this violation here, this aberration. And if you guys will remember back back when this was about ready to break, I suggested to you guys that after this break above that we would likely see some continuation. And I told you guys at that time, because we're just watching this market move down and down and down and down, and then all of a sudden what happened? Well, right here, if you look left, there was the previous swing high, and we got a violation, market break above, close above. And I said, watch for the pullback, look for the pullback, previous structure, support, resistance should become support. And I gave you guys an indication that that might be a good area to look to get long. And of course, we did see that long happen. We made a little bit of money as that market rallied. And then, of course, the market made its drop off and we created a new structure low. Then we rallied back up, look left, previous structure support becomes resistance. Then we get this head fake where the market comes down, barely violates structure, and then boom, we go the other direction with it. And what do we have now? We have the exact same setup here that we had over here. And we say to ourselves, well, okay, so alarm bells should be going off saying, well, it looks like things have changed. It looks like there's been a shift in market sentiment. And we don't know whether that's going to be a long-term shift or whether it's going to be a very short-term shift, but we want to be able to capitalize on it if the market gives us the opportunity. So here's what we want to watch for into Monday and into next week. If, question mark, if the market pulls back down into previous structure resistance, which should then become support, then we're going to look for buying opportunities to get long. Okay, and that's the if-then construct that we use. Everything that we do here is kind of based around if-then. If the market does this, then I'm going to do this. And that's the way we write our trading plans out when we put that together. If the market does this, then we do this. It gives us a chance to see the market react, or see the market act, rather, and then we react to that the market conditions that we see. Remember, we can't affect the market. Nothing that we do. I doubt that there may be some people now who are swinging a big enough stick to move the market. I know we have some bigger folks who follow this Forex market preview and who follow what I do. But most of you, unless you're working with millions and millions and millions of dollars, most of you cannot affect the market. You have no chance of moving the market, even if you put all of your capital in the same direction at the same time. It's going to be a blip. The currency markets are just too big. And so, since we can't affect the market, our only goal should be to participate. That's it. So how do we participate? Well, we end up finding the highest probability trading opportunities that we can, and then we seek to be on board, to be on the ride as the bus starts to move, right? And so that's the goal with everything that we do, is just to simply try and figure out, okay, is there a better chance the market's going to go up or down from here? Well, if the probability says statistically it should go higher rather than lower from here, then my simple next question is, well, what do I have to risk versus what do I stand to gain? And if I can get into a situation where the probability is in my favor and what I'm risking is less than what I stand to gain, then I have a phenomenal trading opportunity, and I want to try and exploit that any chance that I get. So those are the two things that I always look for. And when I'm putting my trading plan together, it doesn't matter. There are a million different ways that we can come at a trading plan that encompasses those two things. We can use purely structure. We can use pattern formations like I'll show you here in a minute. We can use indicators and oscillators like MACDs and RSIs and CCIs and momentum indicators and anything you can think of. But the important questions to ask are, have I put myself into a strategically advantageous position? A shorter way to say that is, have I given myself an edge? And if you've given yourself an edge, well then boom, forget about it. It's it's there. So I just realized I forgot to start my recording here. So the video, you guys are not going to get the video this week, which is too bad because I'm tripping the light fantastic today. But anyway, so I'll start the video next week so you guys can actually see me, because I look good today. I'm not going to lie to you. I just got back from a nice little Sunday service. I got my jacket on. My hair's pimped out. I'm looking good. But anyway, so that's what we're looking for every single time that we decide to trade. Now let's move on. Let's look at pound yen. Pound yen, a little different situation going on here. We have on the daily chart a large pattern that's setting up. And this is a Gartley pattern. And what I'm going to do is show you what this pattern looks like. And I won't take the time to actually teach you all the rules of the pattern. I think if you probably do a Google search with my name and Gartley pattern, you're going to find an area where I actually taught people the Gartley pattern. But let me go ahead and show this to you here. This is what the Gartley pattern actually looks like. We'll go down here, and then it comes down to here, and then we rally back up like this, and then we come back down into this 127 extension. Now, right now, the market's made a little blip here. It's rallied up, and short-term, or on this hourly time or daily time frame, excuse me, we're showing a little bit of bullish because you can see we've violated the structure level here. So there is a chance the market may pull back down into this area at around 178.54s and then rally. And so if you're a trend follower, then you can be looking at that as a potential long opportunity. But for those of you who wait for these pattern setups to occur, you're going to see a drop down. We're going to wait for a drop down into this 127 extension. Now, for those of you who are syndicate members, I just updated this week some of the training videos that are on the syndicate. And one of the things I was talking about was the difference between structured markets and unstructured markets. The difference between markets that are good for trending and others that are good for pattern formation. And any market is going to be one or the other of those at any given time. But this just happens to be an example of we have, if the market is structured, then as we pull down into 178.60s, we're going to see a rally. If we're unstructured, what we're going to see is a violation and a press down into the 127 extension, at which time we can look for a high probability pattern trade. So that's another one for you, pound yen. Let's move on to euro pound. Again, I'm trying to keep these short for you guys so that you guys don't have to sit here all day. Now, those of you who have not had the 2618 training, what's wrong with you? It's free. Go out and get it. But we have a situation here of a 2618 trade setup. The market rallied. We pulled back. We rallied back up again. Previous structure highs hold, followed by a break of structure. Break below, close below. Now what are we waiting for? We're waiting for that retracement. The retracement back up into the 618. All right, so swing high, back down in here. So we're looking for a rally back up into the 618 retracement where we'll look to sell the 618 in anticipation that we will see some trend continuation back down into previous structure support and potentially on down into new structure lows. So potentially back down here into around 170 60s. So keep an eye on that into next week. Pound yen, double top, 2618 trade setup. Last one we're going to look at today is pound Aussie. Pound Aussie, kind of the same thing. This is what I want to do. Let's drop down to a little lower time frame because actually what we're going to look at is right here. And I normally don't come off the daily charts just simply because my goal here is to give you kind of an overview, a very wide overview of what we're doing. But let me scroll down here to the 4-hour time frame, and let me show you exactly what I'm looking at here. So again, if you guys will recognize, we have a pattern formation setting up. Let me grab my Fibonacci extension tool, and I'll measure out the final leg of the move, because that's the one that hasn't happened yet. And back down in at the 127 extension. So if I grab my little triangle tools here, I'll show you kind of what we're looking at here. And we go one more time down here and back up into the 127 extension. We have another Gartley pattern at around 195.77. So if the market will rally back up into there, 195.77s, 195.78s, we're going to look for a shorting opportunity there in anticipation that the market will decline. And again, just another pattern formation. If the market is moving in an unconsolidated or in an unstructured way, that's a great time for us to be looking for pattern formations in the market. Now, I'm going to try and see if the video will come up as I tell you this last little bit, and hopefully you can see me and can not only look in my eyes or hear my voice, but you can also look in my eyes. If you guys, I try and stick this stuff on on a daily time frame so that you guys get a very broad overview of kind of what we're looking for, and you can kind of it gives you a chance to work and apply the principles that I'm teaching here in the Forex Market Preview in your own life. If you're interested in doing this and seeing what happens on a more day-to-day basis with us, then I do have the syndicate. And every morning I get together with everybody in the syndicate and I do what's called War Room. And War Room is just me looking at the trades that I'm currently involved with, and I tell you guys all the trades that I'm taking. And Akil, my trading partner at Trade Empowered, he also is going to place trades as well. And what we do every single morning is I discuss those trades with you so that you not only get to see what I'm trading every day, but you get to understand the why behind why I'm trading it. And it is an exceptional opportunity for you to get a chance to see a real trader in real time working through the markets and trying to, in some cases, grind out a living. Sometimes it's really great and other times it's really bad. But I let you guys come in and check that out for a whole month for just $1. And so if you just go to, there'll be a link underneath this video. And also, if you just go to tradeempowered.com and look for the syndicate, you can sign up for a 1-month trial for just $1. And that gives you a chance to look at it and to see what we do and to decide whether or not it's something that you want to be involved with. And people are just absolutely loving it. It's becoming a really, really full house every single day when we start discussing the market. So give that a look if that's of interest to you. And if not, I'll see you right back here next week for another edition of the Forex Market Preview. Until then, good luck. Good trading. I will talk to you soon.